Welcome to Wannabe Clutter-Free, formerly Wannabe Minimalist, the podcast for busy families who are tired of the chaos, fed up with being overwhelmed, and ready to enjoy life again. Each week, we talk about how to let go of the clutter so that you can focus on the things that actually matter. And it's not just physical clutter. We talk about the mental and emotional stuff too, because if it's holding you back, it's time to ditch it. I share what I've done in my own life to declutter, organize, and calm the chaos, but you won't just hear it from me. There are amazing guests too. It's practical, doable, and simple for those of us that want to be clutter-free. As we gear up for the holidays, I've got a great gift suggestion for all of the sports fans in our community. Or maybe your partner is the one that loves game day and wants so badly for your kids to enjoy it too. If that's the case, you've got to check out Future Fans. It transforms the way kids learn about sports through storybook-led activity boxes so they learn the game on their own terms and become fans alongside you. I've got to tell you, trying to teach our daughter about football was frustrating to say the least. But thankfully, I found Future Fans. The genius of Future Fans lies in its simplicity. For instance, instead of boring explanations about downs in football, kids play a beanbag toss game. They get 4 tries to make a toss, mimicking the 4 downs in football, and score points just like in a real game. And it all ties back beautifully to football through a captivating storybook that guides the entire experience. Since using Future Fans, Monday Night Football has turned into family time. And I'm not the only one raving about it. Future Fans has a stellar 4.9-star rating and has snagged several awards. Designed for kids under 10 and their sports fan adult, it's only $49.99 at futurefans.com, and you can use code WANNA to save 10% off. Again, go to futurefans.com, use code WANNA, W-A-N-N-A, and start unlocking a lifetime of memories around sports this holiday season. Hey there, my friend. Welcome back to the show. My name is Deanna Yates, and you are listening to episode 233 of the Wannabe Clutter-Free podcast. On today's episode, I'm doing something a little bit different. Over the past month or so, I've asked my guests 2 questions about gratitude, and I'm sharing their answers today. So if you are listening to this episode in the US, it comes out the day before Thanksgiving, and I wanted to do something just a little bit different because I thought it would be a fun way to get other people's perspectives on gratitude and thankfulness. So if you like this concept, can you just let me know so I can start compiling answers to other questions like this a little bit sooner? You can come over and let me know on Instagram. You can DM me there. I am at Wannabe Clutter-Free, or you can join in the conversation in the Wannabe Minimalist family group on Facebook. And if you like what you hear, I encourage you to subscribe. It is the easiest way to support me and the show, plus this way you won't miss an episode. One more piece of housekeeping, you can find the show notes for today at wannabeclutterfree.com/233. Again, that's wannabeclutterfree.com/233 to get the show notes for today with links to the full episodes and the full interviews from all of the guests that I chat to today. All right, with that, let's get into the 2 questions that I asked. Question 1 was simple. I asked, what are you grateful for this year? And I love this question. And on any given day, the answer might be different because different things happen on different days and you're thinking about different things at different times. But it is a beautiful glimpse into people's lives. Some of the answers were simple and some were not what you might expect. For example, here is what Amy Greensmith had to say.
Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for so many things. Let me think. Oh, I know what I'm really grateful for right now. This probably sounds really superficial, but my partner and I, we've been together for 27 years, and we have recently decided to sleep in separate bedrooms. It is a game changer. And we both snore, and we've both woken up a few times in our respective bedrooms and can hear the other person snoring in the other room. And we're just like, thank God I don't have to sleep next to them anymore. But we have so much fun because we have like a little intercom. And so sometimes we'll send each other messages, or I will text him and say like, hey, you up? And I feel like he has like a little dorm room I'm coming to visit. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. But we're both in our 40s and 50s. We need really solid sleep. And so I am just so grateful that we have the space for him to have a separate room and that we're getting such great sleep. So I am so grateful for that.
What I love about her answer is her willingness to live authentically in a way that works for her and her partner. And that comes through in our interview together, too. And even the simple pleasures brought a smile to my face. For example, I love this answer from Jill Sirianni.
Today, I am grateful for the bananas that are growing on my banana tree in my yard. It makes me so thrilled, and I'm so excited to watch them grow and then eat them eventually. That's the greatest part.
I think this reminds us that there are things to be grateful for all around us all the time, and we just need to acknowledge them. Next up is Shannon Leyko, and I feel this one this year.
This is going to sound very generic, but I am so deeply grateful for the health of my family. You know, I have a lot of friends and I've been through that with my mom with cancer, and just to have daily health is something that I truly can say I don't take for granted any single day of the week.
We've had a lot of sickness in our home over the past 12 months, and I am so grateful that we are finally healthy again, too. And then I asked Haleh Shoa, and I love that her gratitude filters into her passion for her business.
I love doing gratitude. When you asked me about gratitude, I was like, oh, we're going to do a whole gratitude series. It's about I'm marrying it because what I do is I go on my phone and I just go to a particular month. I've been doing this forever. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for this. And I'm so grateful for that experience. I'm so grateful for that dinner party that I went to and I met this person. So I actually practice gratitude through my photos. So grateful that I live in Los Angeles. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for just creating the space where I could just create all the time. And I love this question, and I practice gratitude as much as I can.
Next, let's hear from Kate House.
I'm grateful for the season of life I'm in right now. I feel like so many of us, I had very young children during the pandemic, and then we just had a number of years of just different hardships with losing different family members and things happening. And I'm in a season right now where I'm just really grateful to be in this season. My husband and I both work from home. My boys are both in school. Everybody is healthy. And I just feel really grateful for that. I just feel grateful for right now. And that hasn't always been the case. I've always been a goal getter and looking ahead to the next thing and kind of being wistful. And so to have gratitude for the present is actually a lot of growth for me as a person. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for right now.
And finally, Sarah Horgan shared this. And as I listened back, I couldn't help but tear up.
So the other morning, my daughter and I actually lay in the hammock, and I bought this hammock this year, and I simplified my outdoors, got rid of a lot of outdoor furniture, and really stuck with a couple things, including this hammock. And it's been this simple thing, but that we go and lie in the hammock and we pull out a blanket on the cooler days and we just sort of cuddle up, and we just lie there and we look at the trees and the wind blowing, and we talk to each other, or we read stories. And it's just been something that was a simple thing, but it's really added so much to our days together. So I'm really grateful for that hammock.
I love that I got to re-listen to this bit just before spending time with my own family this Thanksgiving. It reminds me to be present and soak up every minute. Let's talk gift giving. Ever find yourself stressing out over finding the perfect holiday gift? Maybe you're buying a gift for someone who has everything already. And if you're on a clutter freedom journey, well, you sure don't want to be the person adding to someone else's clutter. So if you're tired of buying things that just end up as more clutter around the house, but you still want to give a physical gift, I've got the perfect solution for you. Introducing the Skylight Frame. It's a touchscreen digital photo frame that's bound to be a hit with the entire family. Imagine a beautiful frame where you can upload thousands of photos in seconds right from your phone. It's incredibly user-friendly, and you don't even need an account or subscription to start sharing memories. My parents have one and they absolutely love it. They tell me so every time we chat. And they see the new photos we send instantly, and they can even tap the heart button to thank us right from the frame. And the best part, we preloaded it with photos for a truly magical unboxing experience. Now, as a special limited time offer for our listeners, you can get $20 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com/wannabe. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME skylightframe.com/wannabe. Get $20 off your purchase now at skylightframe.com/wannabe. Peppermint lattes, cozy nights by the fire, and seasonal dry air that brings sniffles and dry, cracked skin. Well, two of these things I love, and the other, well, for that, I turn to a name that's been trusted for over a century, Vicks. Their humidifiers aren't just simple solutions. They're proven to combat those tough winter ailments effectively. With indoor humidity levels dropping below 40% in the winter, issues like stuffy noses, dry, itchy skin, and chapped lips become all too common. Vicks humidifiers help maintain indoor humidity at an ideal 40 to 60%, providing relief from these discomforts. In our home, I've set up Vicks humidifiers in every bedroom. Adding Vicks VapoPads and VapoSteam into the mix transforms each room into a sanctuary of comfort. The familiar scent of Vicks Vapo takes me back to those childhood days when this was my mom's go-to for cold relief. It's a sensory experience that spells relief and care. If you're ready to transform your winter experience and bring soothing comfort into your home, there's a special offer on Amazon for the Vicks Cool Relief Humidifier where you can get 20% off your purchase. Just go to Amazon.com and search Vicks VUL 600 Cool Relief Humidifier. It has a blue tank with white in the center. Just be sure to click on that coupon to get the discount. You need this for wintertime comfort. And the second question I asked was, how do you practice gratitude? Let's hear what each of our guests had to say. First up, Amy Greensmith.
Well, I'd like to think that that it's a practice that I do throughout my day all the time. A lot of times, I'm kind of spiritual, so I will talk to the spirit guides or, I don't know what's out there, but I just kind of am like, hey, give me some help. And if I get help, I'll just kind of talk into the ether and say, thank you so much for that. So I try to exercise gratitude a lot. I thank my money a lot. So if if I put gas in my car, I'll go, thank you so much for getting that, or if I get groceries, I'm like, oh, thank you, money, so much for all the food that I have. And, and that helps me continue to nurture a really positive relationship with money. But also in the mornings, what I usually will do before I even get out of bed is I set a little timer for 5 minutes and I just meditate on the things that I'm grateful for. And it can be massive, like global things that I'm grateful for. And it can be, I'm thankful for my gel pens because I really love those gel pens, or my little puppers, or, whatever it might be. But I try to do that as a dedicated practice in the morning, but then throughout my day as well.
Next is Jill Sirianni.
For me, this is something that I carve out space in my day for. I'm not too much of a journaler, but it is something that I think about usually in the mornings of what. So I define gratitude as benefits received, or I think honestly, even the dictionary would too. It's not just my definition, but benefits received. And so I will often think, just as I incorporate it with other habits, like drinking my morning cup of coffee, thinking about what are some of my benefits received recently. And usually I can come up with at least a handful before I kind of move on with my day.
Now let's hear from Shannon Leyko.
I'm just a big believer in saying thank you. I say thank you all the time to everyone for like the most obscure things, but like I really think that saying thank you is a great way not only to express your gratitude to make other people feel it, but also for yourself. The more you say out loud, oh, I am so grateful that it's raining right now, it makes me feel so cozy, the more that you go through life with that kind of a mindset.
And here's Haleh Shoa.
One of the ways, honestly, is to go through my photos. We have a feed into our television, and sometimes before we watch a show, we just turn on the TV and we're like, oh, that was in 2007. And my heart just fills with so much gratitude that all my siblings live in Los Angeles again. And I was able to really grow up with my nephew, who's 9 now. And, he was like 4 months old, so yummy. And then he was like a year and a half, and all these photos pop up. And, my dad's 97, my mom's 84. And to see their photos like over the years, just really fills me up with gratitude. And I really encourage people to go through their photos from different years, especially years past, and just really let your heart sink into that gratitude.
Next up is Kate House.
I love gratitude practices. I think like my third podcast episode ever was about gratitude. But we started a family gratitude practice that we do every night, and we call it Pits and Peaches. And so all of us go around the table and you say first your pit. So if you had something during your day that was like, oh, this was kind of challenging or this was difficult, it's a chance to just acknowledge it, to let the family hold space for you. If you want to talk about it, you can, but you can also just be really brief. But then the peach is the thing that we're grateful for that day. So sometimes it's like, oh, I got to have lunch with my husband and it was nice out. So we sat outside on the picnic benches and watched the dogs run around, and it was just really lovely. And we do it as a family. So I think one of my favorite parts of this kind of gratitude practice is getting to hear what, my 5-year-old is grateful for, what my 6-year-old is grateful for. It's just really special. And it's a fun way to do it, not only solo, but as a family unit.
And finally, Sarah Horgan.
So I have a couple different ways I do this. Years ago, when I began this practice, I started this practice probably 15 years ago. And I started by reading, I think it's Sarah Ban Brannick's book. It's called Simple Abundance. And it's I'm remembering the title now, actually. It's a day by day book of comfort and joy or something like that. And it has a passage in it that you read, and then you write in a journal 3 things you're grateful for. So that was my beginning practice. And that's transformed into writing a list in a journal most of the time. But I also really just actually intentionally pause throughout my day and take moments to think about something and just try to be present in that moment, to think about it like, when I'm in the hammock with my daughter and I have my arms around her and we're all snuggled up, I really try to breathe into that moment to think like, wow, this is really great. I love this. It's so nice to be close to her, and like, just think about the details of that moment. So I do those 2 things to practice gratitude.
Struggling with gift ideas? What if I told you you could gift your loved one the ability to learn from a top expert they love and wished they could hang out with? Like, I know my bestie is a huge fan of Martha Stewart and Sarah Blakely, and that's what makes Masterclass such a perfect gift. She can take classes from both of them. With Masterclass, you can give the gift of learning from the very best in the world. Imagine having access to over 200 of the most talented and celebrated instructors across a variety of fields. From writing and cooking to interior design and personal styling, there is something for everyone. Speaking from personal experience, since my home has been decluttered, I'm now diving into classes on interior design that I'm using to truly transform my living space into a sanctuary. Masterclass isn't just another streaming service, it's a gateway to self-improvement and personal growth. 88% of members report a positive impact on their lives, thanks to the practical knowledge and inspiring stories shared by instructors like James Clear on habit formation and Esther Perel on building stronger relationships. This holiday season, Masterclass has some incredible offers, sometimes up to 50% off. So don't wait. Head over to masterclass.com/clutterfree to check out their current offer. That's masterclass.com/clutterfree for up to 50% off. Give the gift of lifelong learning at masterclass.com/clutterfree. Each guest brought a different perspective, and I love how they have each personalized their gratitude practice. This year, I am so grateful for all of you and the journey that we have been on together. This past year, I hosted my first and second summit, shared my summer capsule wardrobe with you, reached the top 0.5% podcast globally. I interviewed amazing guests that have become friends. I've coached some amazing clients through my Clutter Freedom framework. And some of you listening to this are those clients that I've worked with, and you have challenged me and you have encouraged me to grow right alongside you. And it has been a wonderful year, and I absolutely could not have done this without you. And of course, I am grateful for my family. I can hear them chatting in the room as I'm recording this outro right now, and it just fills my heart with joy. And as for how I practice gratitude, I try to say thank you in the moment a lot for every little thing, and I don't expect to get it back. I say thank you for the kindness of strangers if someone holds open a door. I say thank you when my husband takes out the trash, even if it's his chore. I say thank you when our daughter is kind to her friends. I say thank you when I make the light at the end of our street because it's a super long one and I really hate having to wait through it. The point is, I try to be grateful throughout my day so that I don't forget by the end of the day when I go to write them down in my journal, because As I said, any point in time, your answer to those questions are going to be different. And by the end of the day, I'm generally tired and I know I'm forgetting some of those little things that I am grateful for throughout my day. So I just try to say thank you a lot. And there are so many small things to be grateful for, and I want to appreciate each and every one. So here's to you and your loved ones. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I really do. And if this year is a tough one for you, maybe your table will be missing someone dear to you, or you're not able to be with your friends and family this year. Please know that my heart goes out to you. I am grateful for you, and please know that I am sending you a virtual hug through the airwaves if you need it. Do something fun for yourself today, and be thankful for all you do have. And if you want to check out the full interviews with my guests that I highlighted today, please check out the show notes. Again, those are at wannabeclutterfree.com/233, and I will be sure to link to all of those episodes there. And I'll see you back here next week for a solo show. Until next time, keep decluttering, keep moving forward, practice gratitude for all the wonderful things that you have in your life, and know that I've got your back. I'm Deanna Yates, and you've been listening to Wannabe Clutter-Free. I'll see you next week.